Good morning. Grab a coffee and a trowel and your favorite gardening shoes and let's plant some sweet peas. My husband and I installed this cattle wire fencing yesterday and it was so easy. We are going to be installing 3 more, so I will make another video on how we did that. And this is where we're going to be growing our sweet peas. They're going to hopefully get up to about there on the cattle fence. Here are my sweet peas. This is my first year growing them. From a first look, you would think they look pretty successful, but I've already learned and I'm going to do it different next year. I started these indoors and I kept them indoors until only a couple days ago. It is end of April. I live in zone 5B. They have been outside in warm weather. In order for these to perform their best in my zone, what I should have done is after planting them inside, I should have kept them inside until they showed some growth, maybe to about here, and then left them outside. Instead of just hardening them off for a couple days, I should have left them outside to grow for a couple weeks. This way, they would have been growing in colder weather. This would help their performance with flowering and they would not be so lanky. See how there's leaf, a couple inches of stem, then leaf? I really should have a less length of stem for the next leaf. They should be a little bit more, I guess, bushy, you could say. So these will do fine. Hopefully they'll perform just fine. But next year, I'm gonna do it differently. So I really want my cattle fence trellis to be absolutely saturated with sweet peas. So what I'm going to do is I'm not only going to just plant them outside of the trellis to grow over and up, but also inside of the trellis so I can have flowers blooming on the inside as you walk through. So I just want to cut in here really quick. It is a couple days later after planting these sweet peas, and I didn't think about the fact that the sunlight isn't going to hit the sweet peas on the inside of the trellis like it is on the outside. I was just thinking about how thick of a wall I wanted up my trellis and not how the sweet peas on the inside might not grow as well as the sweet peas on the outside. So this is just a part of learning. I'm just gonna keep the sweet peas. I'm not going to transplant them. I'm gonna watch and see how they perform, and I will let you know how that goes in a month or so, how they're growing. I don't know if they're gonna bloom the way that they should. And also, I'm going to be planting them only a couple inches apart to create that dense wall. From what I understand, sweet peas like when their roots run deep into the soil. So I broke up the soil quite a bit, created a deep hole, and I'm going to put both biotone, azomite, and compost into my soil. So I'm just putting that into the holes to give the roots a sweet treat to feed off of when they're planted. Azomite provides trace minerals for the plants. This helps with green growth and flower production. So I'm just going to sprinkle that in each hole, and then biotone. Ooh, it's kind of stinky. I'm also going to just sprinkle that in each hole. So I am going to put water in these holes and then plant them. I had planted 2 in one pot and I really didn't have the heart to thin them out. I really don't like wasting. Trying not to disturb the roots the best I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the ones on the outside staggered in between the ones that I placed on the inside. So I'm out here planting the rest of my sweet peas, and it's amazing how much more confident I feel even after just planting them once in my garden. So what I did differently this time is I planted them a little bit closer to my trellis. I feel like the ones that I planted first are just like an inch or 2 far away from my trellis, and it's gonna take a little bit for them to grow to reach the trellis to start growing up. So these ones I planted a little bit closer. I am not planting sweet peas on the inside of this trellis, just on the outside. One reason is because I don't have enough sweet peas to do that left, and another reason is because the sweet peas on the inside will not get as much sunlight as the sweet peas on the outside. So as a first-year cut flower gardener, I've already learned 2 major things. One of them is that after I started them by seed, I should have brought them outside to grow a lot sooner. I should not have let them grow so tall inside in the warmer weather, which it was around like 60, 55, 60 degrees where I had them growing. But really I should have had them growing where the nights got really cold, around 30 degrees. Sweet peas really do like cold weather, and that would have helped them become less lanky. That was lesson number 1 after I already started them, and so I will be doing that differently next year. And then lesson number 2 is when I'm planting them on a trellis, specifically my arched cattle fence like this. I am not going to grow them on the inside unless they do great on the inside. We'll see in like a month and a half. So I'll keep you updated.